All right, guys, so after the sputtering today, I've decided to put in a new battery, which I've picked up here. I think I got the right size. To install the battery, you have to remove these plastic side covers, remove the seat bolts. I've got to take off the quick release luggage rack. Then you remove the seat. Then we'll get busy removing the battery. I'm going to give this a shot. I might record it and I might produce the results. We'll see. We'll see if this helps the starting issue I've been having. All right, I'm going to see how this works and see how we get on. I found it's easier to pull these off. Somebody gave me the tip to open this up. I do have a good amount of wiring going on with the saddlebag light kit and everything that we installed that goes to this battery. So I'm gonna see how that goes. This is my cheap version of storing the parts. So you have to remove this luggage rack and sissy bar, which is just a quick release. Just pops off here and here. Up and back. That's the trick. Up and back. This is the ultimate seat that came when you put it together as one piece. Let's see, there is this screw here that we have to remove. Then this just slides out and off bike. Now, one thing I like to do, and I'm going to hit pause on the recording, is to take a picture of what it looks like before I take it apart. This is what this looks like. This is the VCM. So you disconnect that and move it out of the way. All right, I'm gonna go double check some stuff and then come back. I'm just recording this as I go along. You don't do anything to this. There's supposed to be something a bracket that you detach to keep it from the top of the battery. But I've got all this accessory stuff that I'm trying to figure out what we installed with all these different lights and accessories. And of course the video from Indian has nothing. It's all just clean and simple. Whereas I think there's something I need to get to in here to unscrew to move this out of the way. So I'm just trying to figure that out. All right, guys, so I got the VCM, I think, out of the way. And then the next step would be to get to the battery and disconnect it, negatives over here first. And then we'll pull that battery out of there. All right, so I got both disconnected. It's very tight in there. All right, I did not wear gloves doing that. You doing okay? You doing okay? positive was actually wired together pretty well. And I think it kept all the wires together, whereas on the negative, they kind of were coming from a bunch of different directions. All right, the issue I'm having, I remind you guys, I'm a novice at this stuff. I didn't grow up interested in any of this stuff. And yeah, now I am. And so my issue is I have counted 5 connections on the positive, including the actual, battery connector. But I'm only getting 4 on the negative. And I'm trying to figure out, to me, that doesn't make sense. I thought they should match. And I can't find the missing connections. That's what I'm working through right now. All right, so I realized I had 5 connections on the positive, only 4 on the negative, and I kept looking for the stray. I ended up removing the whole battery back out, and sure enough, the stray one had gotten caught under the battery when I was putting the battery back in. So I'm gonna try it again. Foolish me actually thought that if I got this job done quick enough tonight, I was gonna go out for a ride tonight. What I'm trying to do here is there's those little grooves in here that you have to slide them into and then slide this back forward. And with all the cables in there, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. And I need the light. I need to probably bring my big light from the other garage over, but I didn't. All right, so what I've done is I got this module in the way I think it's supposed to be. The little screw that holds it in never tightened all the way, and when I loosened it, it was already a little loose. It's a cheap plastic feeling thing, but it seems like it's in there, so I'm not gonna fiddle with that anymore. I've got to put in the screw I took out by mistake right in there, so I'm gonna put that in. All right, I got that screw back in. That was the wrong one I took out, and now I got to, I'm gonna do a test start to make sure this battery is working. All right, the voltage is at 12.7. That's where it ought to be, because before it was at 12.1 and 2. All right, guys, so where I'm at on this project is I've put the starting seat on, and I'm just about to put in the next seat bolt. I've done them loosely for now. I was worried that all that stuff I put under the seat was gonna keep the seat from going down where it should. But if the seat bolts are going in, I guess that's a good sign. And then the fun of putting that cover back on with those 3 prongs. All right, just recapping. I got in all the seat bolts and sat back on it, and it seemed okay, and it's not coming up. So I've got to put these plastic covers, or whatever they're made of, these covers back on that go in these 3 grommet holes. A lot of people think this is one of the harder parts of it. They are kind of hard to get in. So I started it again, guys, by the way, and I just want to say that, like, even with this new battery, the starting voltage is definitely higher. But when I was just letting it idle for a minute or two, it only got up to 14.2, 14.3. I think one of you in the comments said 14.7. I might check my Super Chief Limited and see what that does, just out of curiosity. But this one was at 14.2. Let's see what this does real quick. I'm gonna take it off the battery tender. All right, so we're on cold. And we're at 12.5. Now it just came off the battery tender as well. And it went to 10.8 or something, dipped when it started, and then went up to 14.5, 14.6. Honestly, I haven't paid too much attention to these numbers as long as the bike is running fine. Now when I did that, it went to 12.6, 12.5. Dipped to 11.8. see 14.2, maybe 14.4. All right, that part is done. I never have too much issues getting those little panels back on. I just apply pressure with my whole fist. Sometimes I use a cloth between me and it and just press in where the 3 prongs are. A lot of people have said they have a lot of trouble with that. Oddly enough, I tend to get those on pretty easily. Everything else people have no problem with, I have a problem with. And the last thing is I need to put the bike looks good without the luggage rack and the sissy bar on the back. Some people take the saddlebags off now and then to give it a different look. You can do that too. I've never done it, but I understand they're not too hard to take off. I might do it one day just to see what it looks like. But looks good like that too. But I'm going to put I like the bag on the back. And the look of it, you know, it's got the flag and the other stuff on it. So I'm going to throw that back on real quick. There we go. All right. Pop that on. Pop that on. That one's in. That one's in. We are locked in. All right, guys. So that's it. Again, I know for you guys that do this all the time, you're probably looking at me going, "What in the hell is his problem?" But you know, all this is new to me. I've done the Super Chief battery. That was a lot easier. And anyhow, job is done. Now we'll see if that solves the problem of the starting issue I've been having. I'm not a fan of these Indian stock batteries anyway, so at least we got that project done. And we'll see how it does over the next few days. Thanks for watching.